when you're trying to trust someone and you're relying on them to fix the situation and it's not being solved, there's one or two things, or maybe more, that could be happening. The two things that come to mind for me are the problem might be too complex for them to resolve. What I've found is when parents have children, adult children that are interfering in their relationships, and it's going to cause conflict for them with the children if they try and fix the situation. Usually they'll just leave it idle. They'll just leave it. Sit, and hopefully the people involved will just go along. How are you, mate? Great day, isn't it? Come on, Hank. Sorry, that's the dog. In my experience, it's very difficult when you're trying to support someone that you're in a relationship with and they've got family members that are in opposition to the relationship. So what you've got to try and do is say to yourself, well, alright then, I want to stand by this person and I want to see if this will all sort out. I want to try and, stay in this person's life despite the conflicts and hopefully these things will sort out. But what the problem is, you might have the influence over the person that you're with, but you haven't got the influence over the person that's causing the trouble. They'll be working on you in that person's mind behind your back. Hank? No. Sorry, there was another dog. They'll be working on you behind your back, vandalising you, complaining, making up complaints to try and balk the person that you're trying to have the relationship with from spending time with you. They'll demonize you, they'll make up stories about you to try and undermine the integrity of the relationship. They'll undermine who you are and what you stand for. Totally misrepresenting who you are. This is how evil works. And the person will keep turning up, and you'll see the underlying stress on them, but they want to stay. They want to stay and try and keep the relationship, but they just haven't got the skills, interrelational skills to confront the issue. And that's what it comes down to. If my children were interfering in my private life, I'd bring down the discipline so hard they wouldn't know what day it was. But a lot of these parents today, these single mums who have had all sorts of trauma in their lives. Some from making wrong decisions, others from other traumas from mixing with the wrong people, doing the wrong things. They've had a life of turmoil and upside downness. When you get into these relationships with these people and you're trying to resolve things, they'll make you to be the problem. It's their only resolve. You will ultimately have to be the problem, and that's how they justify the unresolved, because you will end up being the cause, the reason, the problem, and it'll just be unresolved. So as soon as this trouble starts, this is my advice, as soon as any trouble starts from family members or flying monkeys or whatever the problem is with these people, that's vandalizing your character and person, assassinating who you are in the spirit, I would suggest save yourself the time, save yourself the worry, save yourself the trauma and the stress. I would have a discussion, a very serious discussion, if you like this person enough to be able to do that. Have a very serious discussion on the matter. Watch and see if the person has the power to be able to resolve the issue. And if they make any attempt to do so, stand alongside them. But if in the long run they're unable to, and the situation gets to a point where it's causing more stress and trouble than happiness and stability, then my advice to you is to detach. You have to psychologically begin to detach. As much as you love this person, you have to psychologically begin. Get up here, please. Thank you. Begin to detach. It'll come with resistance and opposition. On the one hand, and then on the other hand, it might not be faced with any opposition or resistance at all. It might just be everyone going their separate ways because the problem became something that couldn't be resolved. But you've got to look after your mental health, what the situation's doing to you, how it's affecting you. You need to, bit by bit, detach. Unless you want to go complete cold turkey and break up and go through the rumination and all the psychological impacts of that, which will take time. Either way, it's all going to take time. How are you, buddy? And the main thing is to realise that the relationship's not going to work. It can't work. The blend isn't right. It's not that people or the person that you're with is evil, unless they've done evil, had an affair or this kind of thing against you. But it's different cultures, domestic cultures, habitual cultures, cultures of interest, conflicts of interest and this kind of thing. This is what the problem is. And people think that they can battle these things out, but in the contrary, it just wastes time. A lot of people just haven't got the character to adapt. You're better off, as I said, creating distance, going no contact, and never ever ever go back.